So, you know AWS has its own data center. Let's review where these data centers are located globally. AWS has 33 regions where it has a cluster of data centers that are geographically isolated from each other. For example, AWS has a region in US East, US West, and another region in Osaka, Japan, and there are 33 of them total as of this recording. Within each region, AWS groups the data centers into logical data centers called availability zones. Each region has 3 or more AZ that are connected to each other redundantly. This is by design to increase availability and durability of the servers. More on what that means in a few slides. Within each data center, there are millions of servers. Each one of those servers is designed to do a certain function or deliver a certain use case well. That's where you get the 200+ services that offer different capabilities for businesses to serve their applications. Remember how the internet works, wires running underneath ground and ocean and connecting everything. But the internet was designed to be accessed by the public. And it is very slow compared to the speeds you can achieve with today's technology. What if your business required a private connection, and what if it needed to be faster? Well, it turns out that AWS has its own private wires connecting the 33 AWS regions together called the AWS backbone. The AWS backbone can also get you up to 1 gigabyte or 10 gigabytes of speed. There are other benefits to having a private backbone, but just know that it is a private network of wires that AWS owns, and it is very fast. AWS also has 600+ points of presence, aka POP or aka edge locations. Edge locations are smaller data centers with fewer servers and therefore fewer services. They are designed to cache content closer to users around the globe. Notice that these edge locations use the AWS backbone to deliver content to users, so it is very fast. Alright, that was a lot of lingo. Let's review some of them. AWS regions are separate into geographic areas that AWS uses to host its availability zones. Availability zones are a cluster of 3 more data centers that make up a region. The data centers are redundantly connected to each other. Why does AWS do this? Well, there is a concept of high availability. Most businesses can't have downtime. Imagine trying to log onto Facebook.com and you can't because the server's down. Most users will get fed up and start to look for more reliable applications. That would mean Facebook would lose a lot of money and users. So, businesses want high availability in case one of the availability zones go down. So, they architect for high availability of their application. Within each availability zone is the cluster of data centers. Within the data centers are servers, and within the servers are AWS services. Remember, you have users that are global. They need to be able to access your application with low latency. And you can do that via AWS edge locations. And then you have the AWS backbone, which allows for private distribution and connection of your content instead of the internet.